Yo, what's cracking you out of computer time, Oshawa? Today playing a game with Thai's Sylveon Arceus box, Rapid Strike box, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, box type, box deck. It's got everything in here. We got Arceus, we got Urshifu, we got Sylveon, we got Crobat VMAX. The deck is wild, and we're going first in this one up against another Arceus deck. I'm going to go ahead and attach to our Arceus bench. Remoraid, it could get stuck in the active. I guess I'm a little scared of that, but that shouldn't be that big of a deal. And then pass over to my opponent. Yeah, pass over to my opponent. And as always, if you guys want or need or need any of the deck lists that I play with here on the stream, you can find them over at PokemonCard.io. My profile page is in the description. Go head over there. You can quickly and easily import all of the lists that I play with here on the stream. Easily import them into PTCG or PTCG Live and play with them yourselves. Okay, so it looks like we're up against Arceus something. I mean, we see the Dunsparce, we see the Research, I see the Charon's Care, another Turbo Shark Energy. They've got a really good start as well. They've got the Trinity Charge. They also pat to the peak to me, which is hella rude, because now I'm gonna struggle to set up this turn because I won't be able to probably use Starbirth. I've got a Judge and an Avery as my draw supporters. So I could ideally judge into Arceus plus Octillery, find Octillery to get my Tower of Waters, bump the Stadium, and then use my Starbirth to get my DTE plus an attacker to set up, probably an Urshifu, and then kind of go from there. So that's going to be the game plan. Will we be able to do that? I have no clue, but we're going to try. And it looks like they've actually loaded up their active Arceus here, as opposed to just loading up the bench one. Boss top deck. So I think it's a little bit of Judge and Pray here. 4 new cards. Let's see if they're any good. Water, Rapid Strike Energy, Dark Energy. I did get the Octillery, but I feel like that doesn't do too much for me. We almost got there, though. We were an Arceus away, a Quick Ball, or an Ultra Ball away, or an Evolution Incense away. Rapid Strike Search. I'm going to go ahead and grab... I could get a Fan of Waves to just disrupt my opponent this turn and then go into the Karina's Focus next turn. I don't hate that. This also means that they won't be able to retreat their active, because otherwise they could go like V-Star on the bench, attach, knockout. So I like the Fan of Waves here, because then they can't retreat and attach to the bench. And depending on what their hand is, we might be in a pretty good spot. I'm going to go ahead and burn the Water Energy here, and I'm going to go ahead and Trinity Charge and Energy to my active. That way this thing's ready to go, and I could possibly attach to something else for the turn, like put the Rapid Strike Energy on an Urshifu or something. So I got my Arceus set up against their 2 Arceus. The Fan of Waves, pretty chill here, I think. There's a couple other things I could have grabbed. Like, I could have grabbed the Tower of Waters and then got Karina's Focus next turn off the Octillery, and then I would have been able to bump the Stadium, and then if the Karina's Focus finds me an Arceus V-Star, then I would have the V-Star to work with the Starbirth, which would also be pretty good. There's the Pumpkin from my opponent, so now I'm really scared. And the Ultra Ball, so Starbirth is on the way, and actually with their current setup, unless they prize all of their Switch cards, they can just get Switch plus Basic Energy and knock out my Arceus with their Arceus V-Star and be in a commanding position. So we're going to be hoping that all their Switch cards are prized, or for some reason they just don't see that play and kind of give me a chance here. That's what we're hoping for. My opponent hopefully just doesn't see it, gives me a chance, and hopefully we can kind of regain from there, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think my opponent will probably see the play. No, they evolved the active, though. Okay, love to see it. This is going to give us a shot. They've evolved their active instead of the bench. They could still get the play, I guess. It's still possible to attack with the bench one. It's just less likely to happen now, because they would also need an Arceus V-Star for the bench. It looks like they're setting up to attack with the active, which definitely gives us a chance in this one all of a sudden. So yeah, my opponent was a little bit of a misstep here. Maybe just didn't see the play. I guess they could have been out of Basic Energy as well. Of course, we'll probably see that once they use the Trinity Nova, if they grab any Basic Energy. So they could be out of Basic Energy here, but I'm sure they play like Capture Energy or something like that. They might even play the Zigzagoon, but I guess they would need a 3-card combo for that. So we'll see what they grab here off of... Yep, there's the DTE, and then probably a draw supporter of some type, but we haven't lost yet. That's the important thing. We have not lost yet. There was an Air Balloon. Maybe they don't play any switches, though. Maybe they only play Air Balloons. That's actually why I like Switch cards in this build of Arceus. So that way, when you have a Choice Belt or like a Big Charm on your active, you can still switch it to the bench to attack with the bench Arceus. But no Switch card there for my opponent. Once again, maybe didn't even see the play. I don't know, but they might not have had the Switch card either. There's a Zapdos. So we have to deal with a Zapdos as well. Sheesh. All right. Yeah, not only did we not get off the first attack here. Now they have a Zapdos set up. Of course, they did just hit our Arceus. I don't plan on setting up another Arceus, so the Zapdos isn't that big of a deal, to be honest. I'm not going to be healing this Arceus to like make a fresh Arceus for them to be able to 1-KO with the Zapdos. So the Zapdos isn't a huge deal, to be honest. It is a little bit annoying, though. Top deck Ultra Ball. I do want to get this punch off onto this Arceus. So I guess we should just go for... Is there a better play? I could go for some kind of like boss play, to be honest, on something on the bench. I wouldn't mind bossing something up here. I don't even know what I want to do. All right, Ultra Ball. I could just Crobat to draw some cards. That does put like a vulnerable 2 prize Pokemon into play, though, so I don't really want to do that. Putting an Urshifu into play doesn't even seem that good. I mean, I think I want to grab the Arceus first. And then maybe we just... I'm thinking if I just want to go for like some kind of boss play. Like I could boss KO Crobat. Or even the Zapdos, to be honest. I could take the Zapdos out of play. I could Starbirth for boss plus... I don't hate that. Starbirth for boss plus Crobat myself. So I can draw a lot of cards on the next turn. But I want an energy to attach for turn as well. I wouldn't mind just taking 2 prize cards this turn. I wouldn't mind just taking 2 prize cards. I definitely like the idea of that. So let's Starbirth. I don't have any basic energy left in the deck to work with. So I think I have to get the Crobat here because I need to try and find an energy to put on like an Urshifu. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to boss up the Zapdos. I just kind of want to take that out of play. Maybe I should take out the Crobat before it could become a VMAX. But this also removes 3 energy from play, so it removes my opponent's options. I like the idea of that a little bit more. Go ahead and set up my Urshifu now as well. The Urshi on the bench. Put an energy on it. Could also go for the Sylveon. I think the Urshifu is going to be a little bit better. Get this Urshifu down. I have to save this Ultra Ball for my second Crobat. Attach to the Ursh and then just Trinity Nova. And we could actually go like a boss G-Max Rapid Flow KO Punkaboo KO Dunsparce, to be honest. Or, I mean, we have a lot of plays we can make here, actually. There's some options here. I could look for the G-Max Rapid Flow next turn. Of course, it is going to be hard to pull off because I don't have like any energy left in the deck. I could go for G-Max Rapid Flow and then have the option of like a Gale Thrust KO on the Arceus or the Crobat at that point. And actually, if the Crobat becomes Crobat VMAX, Gale Thrust still KOs it. So we still have that option as well. So I think we're in a pretty solid spot here. If my opponent has Boss KO my Urshifu, that's when I would be scared. But they need a lot for that. And they've already attached a DTE here to the Arceus. There's just a Trinity Nova knockout, though. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Feeling pretty confident. Yeah, we could go for that G-Max Rapid Flow KO Punkaboo KO Dunsparce. And then from there, we could look for like another Gale Thrust for the knockout. We would need an energy this turn, though. And that's like kind of the problem. Can we find an energy for the Urshifu? I don't think I really have a choice, though. I think I just have to send up the Urshifu and hope that it sticks. Yeah. I could have like actually sent up the Artillery instead, to be honest. Okay, we already got the energy off the top deck, so that's pretty good. So I want to keep the Switch and the Tower. I might want to just kind of keep the hand, to be honest. I don't really want to use up any of this. I'm going to go for Switch. Okay. I like where we're at right now. Rapid Strike Search. I want to try and set up more stuff to have more options. Could go with the Karina's Focus to just try and draw more cards. That does give us more options. Could try and set up the next Urshifu as well. We're in a pretty... Oh, no. Oh, no, it's right there. The Rapid Strike Energy. I was like, we're out of Rapid Strike Energy because I scrolled to the back, but Artillery puts it towards the front. So I panicked for a second there. Could just grab the other Urshifu. And I kind of like that, so that way I could just like retreat plus like 100 Furious Blows potentially for a knockout. We do have the Choice Belt left. I could go for a Karina's Focus and still do that. So I could go like, grab Karina's Focus. Okay, I think I like this a little bit more. Grab Karina's Focus. Ultra Ball away these two. Keep the Switch and the Tower. Both those are pretty important. Grab the Urshifu. And I want to keep the Quick Ball as well because that's an out to a Crobat to just draw a bunch more cards. Just draw 3 more cards, get some more options. Okay. Big Charm is like not that good. Kind of good on the Crobat. Kind of good on this Urshifu as well. But I might want the Choice Belt on this Urshifu as well. I think I will Quick Ball away the Remoraid just to thin that out of the deck. Could grab... Oh, actually, you know what I do like the idea of grabbing here is the... Not that. The Moltres, actually. We can start to charge up the Moltres with that Dire Flame Wings. Have an option to KO their Crobat. Okay, I like where everything's going here. I like this a lot. All right, and I think I might put the Big Charm on this Moltres, actually, now. Because that's a good option to just boss KO Crobat next turn. Okay. G-Max Rapid Flow. We're going to take out the Punkaboo, take out the Dunsparce, open up our options here on the next turn. Ton of options. Our opponent still has 4 prize cards left as well. We've definitely gotten quite a bit ahead in the prize race here and have a ton of options on our next turn of ways to close out this game, to be honest. So none of them are guaranteed, but they're all possible, and we're going to try and go for one or the other. There's a Capture Energy to their Crobat. Let's see what they go ahead and grab here. It is a Bidoof, so they do play the B-Barrel, but did not get it set up early on. This is actually why, like, this shows, like, the power of Urshifu up against Arceus right here. This is what this matchup really shows, to be honest. And why the, what's it called, can be so good. Okay, we have a lot of ways to win the game here. The question is, which one do we want to do? Oof. We have a lot of ways we can win the game, is what I should say. We can't guarantee any of them. None of them are guaranteed. Should I even go with my Crobat here? Or should I just thin out the hand and draw some more cards with Karina's Focus? And maybe punch their active with Moltres and just leave my options open for the following turn, because I don't really need to do anything. And if they want to, they won't be able to knock out my Moltres because it has 250 HP, so I have 220. So I guess this with a Goonping would be able to KO it if they do play the Zigzagoon. Of course, that is always an if. We can win the game this turn. It's just like not super likely. I almost just like don't want to try and win the game this turn. I think I'm just going to commit to a Moltres attack. I'm going to go with the Rapid Strike Search. Just critic Karina's Focus, just draw some more cards. Because the Gale Thrust this turn would not take the knockout on the Arceus. It'd be 10 damage short, unless I'm like completely losing my mind. So I'm going to switch to the Moltres. I'll even commit the energy to the Moltres here. And I still want to keep the Stadium around, though, in case they have another patch at the peak. I want to be able to use my Crobat or potentially even Dire Flame Wings at some point. Got the Choice Belt. We did get the Choice Belt and the Switch. So we have actually a lot of options in the hand right now. So we have the way to win. We had the way to win if we had committed to like getting the... Well, no, we wouldn't have been able to get the Rapid Strike Energy anyway. So actually it wouldn't have worked. All right, Dire Flame Wings. Just going to get a punch off here. I could put the Path to the Peak in play, but then I might have to find that. So I don't want to do that. I'm just going to go with that Aura Burn here. And I don't want to commit the Choice Belt either. I guess they could like boss. They could also play a Tool Scrapper. They probably don't play Tool Scrapper. They could like, if I put the Choice Belt on this Urshifu, they could like boss KO it and take my Choice Belt out of play, which I definitely want to have the option of the Choice Belt later on. The only thing I'm not even worried about the Zigzagoon, to be honest. Like, because if they want to attack this plus Zigzagoon at this turn, that's like fine with me. Like they get that knockout, but I'm still in a pretty good spot overall. So I don't mind if they actually want to KO this Moltres right now. That'd be fine with me if they want to KO this Moltres. There's just a Charon's Care reset though, and that makes it look like it's going to be really good for us. They're setting up an Arceus that doesn't even have a Big Charm, so we just knock this out with Gale Thrust. They Big Charm the bench one, but this game looks like it's all but over then, as we'll just be able to Big Charm this, or Choice Belt. We don't even need the Choice Belt. I was at Big Charm, Choice Belt. We don't even need that. Just get a Rapid Strike Energy off the Rapid Strike Search. That really is what this artillery is here for. Rapid Strike Energy to the Urshifu. Man, it was looking scary to start with in this one, but not even so much a comeback, but we just kind of, you know, maintained the course, started being aggressive in the prize trade, and then kind of took the dub there, no problem. And that's the game with the crazy deck that Thai took to top 8 at EUIC. It literally has like everything in there. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, give the video a like. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.